From high-quality, bone-crushing racing games to titles that genuinely pushed me to my limits, and even games that made me say, "What kind of insane idea is this?" I'm back with an absolute banger of a video, friends. But before we jump in, I hope 2026 turns out exactly the way you want, and that you achieve everything you're aiming for. From RDR Mobile to Hitman, Absolution, Maneater, and Subnautica, last year gave us some truly high-quality mobile ports. Hopefully, the mobile gaming industry keeps growing even more this year. Today, I'll be talking about 15 games I've played and enjoyed over the past few weeks. Games I'd confidently call high quality. Before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Alright, let's get into it. If you're into realistic racing physics and want your car to actually take damage when you crash, my first recommendation is Derby Madness. You could easily call it a spiritual successor to classic Demolition Derby-style games known for their realistic mechanics. The game features 8 different modes, including single races, destruction modes, skill challenges, and tournaments. There are 5 difficulty levels, and the challenge ramps up nicely as you progress. You can customize and upgrade your vehicles, and the garage offers a wide selection, from classic cars to modern machines. My favorite part is the full gamepad support. That said, touch controls are surprisingly solid as well. Watching 32 cars tear up the same track in total chaos is incredibly satisfying. Next up, Torchlight Infinite. I'll be honest, it didn't completely click with me, but I know it has a solid fanbase. I also played it back during the beta. In its current state, it feels like a mix between Vampire Survivors and an isometric action RPG. There's a wide variety of heroes, abilities, and playstyles. The best part is how freely you can shape your character to match your own style. Cooldowns are short, which makes the gameplay fast and fluid. But be careful during boss fights, because they can hit hard. Since I personally prefer slower-paced action RPGs like Diablo, this speed eventually wore me out. Still, the lack of a stamina or energy system, unrestricted loot farming, and a player-driven marketplace make it appealing. It might feel a bit underwhelming on PC, but on mobile, it's definitely worth checking out. The next game genuinely broke my heart. With its character designs, animations, and combat mechanics, it was an excellent action RPG. It had an anime-inspired art style, but instead of bright, colorful worlds, it leaned into a darker, steampunk vibe. Most importantly, it actually felt like you were in full control of your character. You weren't just mashing an attack button. You had to position yourself properly and actively aim your abilities. The visuals, animations, and combat feel were all top tier. Unfortunately, the developers shut the game down due to low revenue. It only stayed live for about a year. If anyone else enjoyed this game as much as I did, let's take a moment of silence together. Thankfully, Grand Mountain Adventure 2 isn't going anywhere. If you haven't played it yet, you absolutely should. One day I was bored, grabbed a gamepad, and completely lost track of time. I already loved the first game, and this one delivers even more. The game features massive, fully explorable mountain ranges. You're not limited to marked slopes. You can ski through hidden paths and deep off-piste snow as well. Thanks to the advanced snow physics, you can genuinely feel the difference between fresh powder and packed snow. With dynamic weather, a day-night cycle, and gorgeous sunset views, the atmosphere is incredible. It's a premium game, but there's no pay-to-win and no microtransactions. You buy it once and just enjoy the experience. If you're more of a free-to-play only kind of person, AFK Journey might be right up your alley. This online RPG, a sequel to AFK Arena, is a game I spent a lot of time with in the past and still check in on occasionally. Yes, it's a gacha game. You collect and upgrade heroes, and because the gameplay is fairly tactical, building the right team comps really matters in both PvE and PvP. The visuals are a big step up from the original. My favorite thing is that it doesn't force you into endless grinding. Your heroes keep getting stronger even while you're offline. That said, actively playing does speed things up, and since it's free to play, paying players will naturally have some advantages. Next is Good Coffee, Great Coffee. This game is paid on PC but free on mobile. You run your own coffee shop, taking orders, learning recipes from espresso to lattes, and managing the business side of things. It offers a genuinely fun barista experience, but on mobile, the energy system and certain in-game purchases can interrupt the flow. There are quite a few complaints about this in the reviews. Still, if you enjoy this genre, it's worth a try. And of course, good pizza, great pizza is also a great option. For fans of psychological horror, There Is Only You is definitely worth a look. With its dreamlike logic, low poly visuals, and dim lighting, it creates a deeply unsettling atmosphere. Every time an elevator door opens, you're dropped into a completely different, surreal environment. For its price, it's one of the best mobile horror games available. Slash and Girl is perfect if you're tired of Subway Surfers. It's an endless runner with character progression, colorful visuals, and a charming art style, great for killing time. Now let's talk about console ports. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom features some of the best 3D visuals you'll find on mobile. You can switch between SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy, each with their own abilities, to solve platforming challenges. On a tablet with a gamepad, it genuinely feels like a console game. The Cosmic Shake takes things even further. The cutscenes are straight-up cartoon quality, and with 7 different themed worlds, it delivers a real visual spectacle. The Pinball Wizard blends classic dungeon crawling with pinball mechanics in a surprisingly clever way. Instead of launching a ball, you launch a wizard. You level up by colliding with enemies and unlock spells along the way. If you love creative game ideas, this one's a must-try. Endless Wander is tough but incredibly satisfying, thanks to its Souls-like dash mechanics. Being fully playable offline makes it a perfect travel game. The level-based structure and continued updates are a huge bonus. Despite its name, Spellers isn't a word game. It's a streamlined strategy game with clear StarCraft inspiration. Low-poly visuals allow hundreds of units to fight on screen at the same time without performance issues. Townsfolk Tonk is a minimalist city-building and survival game. Between disasters and tax demands, every run feels different. If you're into games like Frostpunk, this is a solid mobile alternative. And finally, a warning. If your mental health isn't in great shape, don't play the next game. It's simple, brutally difficult, and extremely addictive. A slide chance of saw blades. Saws rain down from the sky, and you score points by jumping over them. Easy to understand, very hard to master. Now for my personal ranking, from least favorite to favorite. At the bottom is Good Coffee, Great Coffee, followed by Torchlight, Infinite. Next is the Sawblade game, because I like my phone. Spellers eventually lost my interest. There Is Only You is great, but horror just isn't my thing. Slash and Girl, Darby Madness, and Black Beacon, which would have ranked higher if it hadn't shut down, come next. AFK Journey ranks pretty high. Grand Mountain Adventure 2 and The Pinball Wizard push into the upper tiers. Townsfolk and Endless Wander make the top 3. And of course, for me, the top 2 will always be the SpongeBob games. What would your ranking look like? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching all the way through. Take care, and I'll see you next time.